Yo, what's going on, guys? So I'm going to tell you guys some of my favorite combos with this Volcanic deck and also what the cards do. So with Shell, when he's in the graveyard, which you'll preferably pitch him with Reload, you can pay 500 life points and then add another Shell to your hand. And if you have Reload in the field and you pitch that during your opponent's turn, you can pitch that during your turn, draw another card, pay 500 life points, add the other shell from your deck to your hand. So it thins out your deck really well. And with Scattershot, when he's sent to the graveyard with Reload, which if Reload is sent to your graveyard, you can banish it and still yet do that. During either player's turn, he blows up your opponent's monster, so he's pretty much a Raigeki, and he deals 1500 life points of damage, because each one deals 500 damage. And Rocket, when you normal summon him or special summon him, you get to add one of these from your deck to your hand. Oh yeah, when Scattershot's into the graveyard, you send all the Scattershots from your hand or from your deck into the graveyard whenever he's pitched with Reload. And with Counter, whenever Counter's in the graveyard, whenever you take damage from your opponent attacking you, they take the damage also, and they stack. So if you're going up against a Blue Eyes player and you put 2 or 3 of these in your graveyard and your opponent it'll get to a point where your opponent literally just can't even attack you, and you pretty much win the game. And with Royal Firestorm Guards, when you normal summon him, you target 4 Cryo type monsters, which is all of these plus itself, and shuffle them all back into the deck, and then you get to draw 2 cards. So he recycles your Scattershots pretty much and lets you draw 2 cards, which if your deck's thin, you'll pretty much draw in the Scattershot again and then be able to reload and just continuously do that. And now I'm going to, for the most part, just go ahead and get into combos with the deck. Some of the favorite combos. So one of the best combos is actually, this happens all the time. You use Pod Duality and you basically get these cards on the field. And you have a Scattershot in your hand. Yeah. So it's one of the better ones, just have Fossil Dyna on the field and then have something like Magic Cylinder or a Reload with a Scattershot in your hand. And what this will do is it will, for the most part, protect your Fossil Dyna. And anti-spell is usually always good, so your opponent can't Raigeki you or really activate any of their spell cards. And Magic Cylinders for if your opponent attacks into your Fossil Dyna. And you also have Scattershot that you can literally just blow up their board. They take 1500 damage. They used up their normal summon. They can't special summon. Preferably they can't use spell cards. And you also have Moon Mirror Shield, which basically makes it where your opponent can't beat Fossil Dyna by battle. And that's a really strong play. And also if you have these 2 cards set on your field, you activate that. Summon Chain's Twin Twisters. This still gets in your graveyard, so you can still banish it for a Scattershot. And with Fossil Dyna on the field, that can do some good amount of damage. Do some good plays with it. And now the Lava Golem play is you tribute 2 of your opponent's monsters, and you have a Magic Cylinder set. So basically, whenever your opponent's turn comes by, stand by phase, they take 1000 damage. Then they'll attack into you, attack into a Magic Cylinder, or they could possibly attack into some counters. So if you have some counters in the graveyard, and with counter is amazing if you go up against players and they don't know what it does and they just ignore it. Especially if the monsters they use have quite a bit of attack, because with this deck, you want to basically have more life points than your opponent, because it gets to a point to where if they have like 5,000 life points, you have 8,000 life points. Like, you can really just make it on where they literally just can't attack into you without dying. Once you start getting the counters in the graveyard and start burning them with Scattershot over and over, like, you can do some serious damage. And with Jar of Avarice, you can just recycle your Scattershots and anything else. Like, maybe if they're attacking into, maybe you have like a counter and 3 Scattershots in the graveyard, and like when they do battle damage, it'll only be like 200 damage. You activate Avarice, recycling the counter and Scattershots, maybe some other card, then you get to draw a card off of it. So it's pretty good. Otherwise with Fossil Dyna, I usually just normal summon him. Sometimes I'll just set him and your opponent will just attack into him. Then he'll flip summon and destroy all their special summon monsters. And Max C is just Max C. Magic Planner. With Magic Planner, you can Magic Planner Anti-Spell, lose a turn, or reload, and then you get to draw 2 cards. With Anti-Spell, you still have to set it. You know, if you do it with reload, you can even banish reload and get the effect off, which is really good. And those are just some of my favorite plays with the deck. They are very simple. You just basically scam Scattershot as much as possible and shut down your opponent's deck and get it to the point to where your opponent can't attack into you, or else they'll die because their monsters have too much attack, or they're too scared to attack you, which is what Magic Cylinder basically does. So Fossil Dyna, Anti-Spell, and lose a turn, and even Scattershot pretty much just shut down your opponent's deck, which makes it all really good. And also, if you do need to special summon, even if lose a turn is on the board, you can special summon into Gemini Pearl, which is the card I was talking about earlier. And since he has no effect, he'll still be in attack position and you can attack. So he's pretty much a 2600 beater, so he can get over most anything. And lose a turn will basically negate your will basically put all your opponent's monsters that are special summon in defense position. And you know, if they bring out something pretty good, you can just Gemini Pearl and just beat over it, which is a really good play. Infernal Flame Vixen occasionally comes up. And also, if you have a Day Gust or Emerald, you can use that to recycle your Firestorm Guards and your Scattershots. One of the better plays to do with Firestorm Guard is to recycle the 3 Scattershots plus another Firestorm Guard if you already used them. So that way you can just continuously do the play over and over. And it just gets stupid. Which usually, oftentimes you can, if you are at a point in the game to where you've used Scattershot a few times, you usually win. You're usually in a really good position by then. With this deck, if the duel goes on for a while, you're usually in a really good position because with the counters and spamming Scattershot, you just burn your opponent like crazy and get them to a point where they literally just can't attack into you to go for game. And it's basically you just slowly destroy all their monsters and just attack them for game, and you basically win. So that's pretty much it for the combos you can do with this deck and what the cards do, more or less. So yeah, I mean, if you like it, you know, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see the deck profile, I'll leave it in the description below. I'll probably also have a comment down below with the link, and you can just click on that if you want the deck profile. It's a very simple deck profile. It's mostly budget except for anti-spells because they're currently like $10 each. Everything else is literally $2 or less, except for Max C is like $4. Fossil Dynas, you can pick them up for like $2. You can also run Imperial Order, but I kind of like 3 anti-spells. I would probably side in Imperial Order for if you go up against something like a Pendulum deck. So yeah, either way it goes, you know, if you liked it, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, let me know if you want more videos like this in the future. Peace out, guys.